Okay, so real quick, where am I at? I have come to the realization that I have combusted my ears completely, and I have not had pain in the ears since I had that last ordeal of like a couple of days, and I realized those bumps were there and all that stuff. I pretty much finished it. So now I'm gonna keep turpentine in my ears with tissue for a week, 1 week, and then I'm just gonna keep it under like training wheels, just to kind of just keep them, guide them along in their finishing process, because it seems like my ears are almost done, except for like a little penetrable wall that's in there, this same sludge that's real itchy, and I'm getting in there and it's real tiny. It's a tiny little hole, and I can tell that that's where the final barrier lies of that ear. But it's starting to break down, but it's not. The ears are no longer harboring glue like they were before. They're pretty tender because of this transition, but they are seemingly recovered completely with full DNA activation bumps going along the ear canal, and it keeps all the glue out. So that's a huge win right there. That's a huge thing. So now the only thing that's happening, I've been testing a lot of things to make sure that I'm right about this. So what's happening now is I'm pumping my fist out here and I'm grounding myself. One thing I noticed is that my toes immediately ground as soon as I come outside, and they right in the toes, it's like, and I never noticed it before, but it's there, and I'm just noticing all these different things. So the turpentine in the socks is a good thing. Turpentine in the gloves, it just gets everything going. It just it makes sure that it whittles down all that calcification that's in that area. So if you've seen over time, I started with that, and then I went to bands, which is just basically 2 wool socks or cotton socks cut into 3s, and I soak them in turpentine and I put them on those areas, like my elbows and then the knees. So that's a good regimen to have, because all it does is it just decalcifies while you're just doing nothing, and then you open the floodgates of your chi, because it's already inside of you. The sun basically gives it power also to charge it up beyond what it means, but the heat and everything is like bottled up, and you just basically just got to start penetrating it, so it just like that. Right now my face, it opens up on both sides, it's like that, and then the eyes are supposed to do the same thing. So once the eyes, I've gone in a unique way. I've done it in a very unique pattern and path. Usually this whole thing just kind of blows from what I'm noticing. So if I were to pierce that final wall, which I noticed that Mr. Cheeks, he takes notice to that when I'm like digging in there. He like notices when I hit that final wall or something, and he starts to grin about it. And that's it. So if I can just break that wall, it's a little tough, but it's itchy, and I know that if I just dig into it, I'll get gratification. But it's kind of like one of those shocking kind of situations, because it's down in there. It's down in the, whew, oh my goodness. So I've got my ears completely combusted with DNA activation. I have not broken that final layer, because usually in a situation where I probably would have like sold out, I probably would have got something and it all would have just blown, but or whatever, however they do it. But you see what I'm saying? See what I'm getting at? So basically I keep training wheels on it for now, just to make sure that I finalize this DNA activation, and then it'll keep the glue out, just like on this arm over here. And now this arm is starting to combust on the front side, where it's like really, it's just dark and it's got bumps in it. So yeah, good progress so far. Now I gotta attack the front of my face. So if I keep that going, then it'll all be DNA activated all over it. It'll just keep all this shit out. That's what I mean. Like it seems like a slow process, but it's something that I'm inducing myself into, and it's easier to do that than to do something like really intense, like drinking a bottle of turpentine, which would probably be the easiest way to just get this over with. I could just take a whole bottle of it and just drink it down, and then it would just be like, boom, done. But it's just so intense. It's just like so like, I almost kind of want one of them sit downs with her to like show up and be like, you need to drink this whole bottle now. And I would be like, all right, let's go do it. Yeah, like I would fucking go do it then. But I've yet to have that encounter, so I'm still kind of like taking my time. I'm inducing horrible hardships that seem horrible at first, but then seem like it's a part of us. Like we're meant to burn. It's like, it's so crazy. Like my whole head was just like, ah. So at the end of when I got these bumps, I ate something, and I ate some potato and egg, and I ate avocado with it. And it was, the potato was steamed, and it was all, it didn't have that much salt in it. And I ate it down with some vinaigrette on it, no sodium. And I immediately, whatever the GMO was in that shit, my whole head just said like that. And I was like, whoa, I can do that. So we detox with the heat. It's like it makes you sweat like really bad, like really immensely out of your head, and you sweat and you get real hot, and it's like, whoa, am I gonna fucking bust? And then you just like, and the whole thing, the whole bowl of food I ate was just burnt up right then. It was like whatever was toxic in it, it burned out of my face and everything. It was the most awesome feeling ever. And over the past several days, sitting in a nice, regular, warm environment, I noticed that I've got steam coming out of my mouth. Like whenever I cough, and it's just that little bit, like the first burst of mouth that I have that comes open was way hotter than 98 degrees. So it's just like, and I see it right then, but I can't blow it out unless I make my head get like super hot. So I'm hot as I was before, permanently now, I guess. So now I just got to get hotter. And I learned that fire starts at 463 degrees, 400 something degrees. So that means that the steam meant that I was really hot, like more than 250 degrees coming out of my mouth that day when I made the Hansel videos. You can check those videos out. The Hansel is so hot right now. It's just, that's a funny kind of play on this whole thing just to make it fun. But yeah, stay tuned for more Grimnasty TV. As we say, onward, out of the fog and into the fire. Because when we get awake, we stay awake.